Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. It's Monday morning. As you can see, there's a gentle breeze. The sky looks clear, so it looks like it's going to be a cracker of an autumn day here in Sydney. And for the Greek Orthodox, it's Athari Deftera, Clean Monday. So I'm wishing all my friends and family Kali Dinami for your Lenten fast, which starts today, and it's 40 days of fasting, which leads us to Holy Week, which is another 7 days of fasting. But this is a preparation period, a period of self-reflection, of trying to improve ourselves little by little, and by observing fasting, not only from foods, but also bad thoughts, bad deeds, bad behaviours, and all the things that get us down throughout the year. So it's a time of renewal, and it's a time of opportunity to embrace it and make the most of it for those who choose to. So what we'll do is we'll go on a walk and talk this morning, and we'll go through a book summary. The book summary that I'm going to do today is entitled Sprint by Jake Knapp, who's an author of note, having worked at Google and having managed the product development for a number of innovative products and services. And we're just going to learn some of his techniques. And it's important for us all to understand that change doesn't take long, but if you're effective and if you're committed and if you have a limited time period, then you can work magic. So the author here kicks off his book with a lovely quote where he says that we've found that magic happens. You can create magic. Magic can happen when we use big whiteboards to solve problems. The room, the innovative space that you use becomes a sort of shared brain for all of the team. What a beautiful, beautiful quote that is, that when people collaborate, work together on a particular problem, then that whole team can become a shared brain. That whole workspace can be a shared workspace. And we've seen that happen over the past 9 months with the curse of COVID-19, where a number of organisations throughout the world have been able to work together under a very, very tight deadline and become extremely innovative and come up with not just one, but 4 or 6 independently developed vaccines for COVID-19. Whilst a lot of people say, it's impossible, you can't do something in a short period of time, it needs to be tested, it needs to be this, it needs to be that. It's not necessarily the case, because everything is possible when human beings collaborate together, work together as a team, and basically work off the shoulders of the great people and discoveries that have come before them. So it comes as no surprise that we are in March, and we are rolling out vaccines throughout the world, which hopefully will get us started, will give us a leg up on this curse of COVID-19, and will steadily improve. We'll find more and more solutions, and the innovation and the work that has been put together to try and solve COVID-19 will help in many other medical fields. Anyway, let's continue our walk and talk. I'll try and get down the stairs before this train pulls up and keep on going. But the author here says that the technique that they've used, the sprint technique, is a 5-day, just a 5-day process. No, it doesn't take months, it doesn't take years. It just takes 5 days to generate and develop critical ideas for marketing, design and customer experience, and to test them in the lab, in the office, on the whiteboards, to see if those ideas will fly. So it's got a very, very short gestation period, which is time proven that they work, and an opportunity for each and every one of us to work at solving problems without worrying that we haven't got enough time, because the author says the key element is to limit the time you've got available to you so that you can really buckle down, settle down, work together under time pressure in order to come up with workable solutions that will deliver a suitable and workable result. So the author's first key message to come out of the book is that there are 3 elements of a sprint. And the 3 elements basically set the framework for how the design process and how the team will work together. But it's critical that there is a deadline, a tight deadline. And when you get a deadline with people who are committed into a room, then it's good enough to enable them to generate a prototype. Because most good things, as we've learned over time, are born out of necessity. So if you have the necessity as the seed for innovation, then you're on a good streak, so to speak. So let's go through these 3 key elements. The first key element is that you need to have a very tight deadline, which eliminates procrastination, because work seems to always fill the time allotted. It's called Parkinson's law. So depending on how much time you have, what will happen is subconsciously and consciously, you will just fill up that time allotted allocation with work to get to a solution. So if you minimise the time, or if you reduce the time, then you're going to get the work done, but in less time. So it's a really, really smart and good technique. So the sprint time deadline is usually 5 days, just 5 days, Monday to Friday. So they allow themselves 5 days to go from nothing to prototype, which is quite powerful. It's quite amazing that you can just generate so much magic within such a small period of time. But as we said, or as we alluded to, it is indeed possible. Because as we said, when you get good people together, they can be very, very productive, and one idea leads to another. And when we're working in parallel, when we're working together as a team, we can become much, much better than just a number of individuals work together. The other key skill or element that the author talks about is that you need to get different people with different skill sets into the one room. The more diverse the participants and the perspectives, the better. So the author talks about having at least 7 people working together and teaming together in that room, and that helps generate a robust solution with all the perspectives catered for and included. And the last point is that the team needs to understand that they need to come up with a concrete prototype. It's not all just about ideas. They need to be able to sketch something, to visualize something, to create something which is going to be workable in those 5 days. And in order to do that, a key point from the author here is you need customer feedback. You need to have a customer or a user or somebody to be able to give immediate and strong feedback on whether or not the prototype or the solution works or would work. And the people that you bring together in the team need to be able to work together, to team together, and to see eye to eye. And this is a great thing for startups. I've worked in a number of organisations over the years, and I've seen some really, really good teams gel together and work together. But you need all the people in the team to be able to work together. Sometimes you get the odd arsehole or somebody who's a misfit and causes problems, and they're the ones that need to be weeded out as quickly as possible, because they're the ones who are the troublemakers. They're the ones who are the negative Nancy's, the Debbie Downers, the ones who continue to feed fear, uncertainty and doubt, and basically sap the team of its innovation, its creativity and its juice for wanting to function together. So be careful of the people that you bring together to make sure that they're people who bring out the best in each other, I guess is the key message, to work with people who bring out the best in each other. So the next structured point to come out of this book is that you need to reverse engineer your roadmap by focusing on the moment the user meets the product. So wow, it's taking a different perspective, a completely different perspective. But it's a way of thinking, isn't it? That gets us to become a better at delivering innovative and creative solutions. So the key for the team is to be able to clearly and unambiguously define the challenge, and to ask really, really powerful and interesting and good questions like how and when will the product be used. Define the customer impact moments and then service those moments. And the example that they use here is they looked at prototyping and designing a robot to be used in a hotel, and they asked themselves, when would the customer get to use this robot? And it would be used in room service when the robot turns up, knocks at the door, and offers them toothpaste and a toothbrush. So from that moment on, from that engagement on, is the time that you can service that impact and develop and shape that experience. So the third point to come out of this book here is that you need to combine and develop sketches of existing solutions to come up with something original and break down your project. So what the team does is that they get together and they have lightning demos. They're encouraged to have a lightning demo, which is a 3 minute, once again limiting the time frame, a 3 minute presentation on the solution and how those solutions are going to help solve the number of existing problems that exist. And once you've presented it, you also get an opportunity to sketch it out, do a simple sketch of the simple visualization that you have of the solution presented, and you can show that to your team, and you can use that in your demo as well, because sitting down and trying to visualize and to sketch a visualization is also another powerful way to help other people understand what you're doing, but also to get you on track, allow you to connect your brain with the different parts of your brain so that they work together to generate a visual solution, which requires a different way of thinking, I guess, is the important way of looking at it. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on Clean Monday for the Greek Orthodox, Καθαρή Δευτέρα. Today is going to be a very challenging day. I'm just going to have water all day. I'm going to have water for 3 days actually, but the first day is very difficult. Second day gets easier, and the third day is just a dream because you're feasting, the body is feasting on ketones, and you're just as sharp as a tack and firing on all cylinders. And then on Wednesday evening I'll have a very small, modest meal of xerophagia, so nuts and fruit. G'day Justin, how you going, mate?
Hey mate.
Happy Monday.
Good mate.
And then 2 more days of just water. So let's finish off with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I'm well, and I feel absolutely great. To my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, stay reasonable, and most importantly, let's learn some of these tricks on how to become very, very innovative very, very quickly, and to understand that magic happens in a moment. You don't need years, you don't need months, you don't need decades to be creative and to be innovative. And the less time you have available to you, you'll surprise yourself and become even more innovative and more productive than what you ever thought you'd be able to be. So thank you once again for joining me from the Museum of Contemporary Art down here by Circular Quay. I do notice that the temperature has dropped a bit. The air is a little crisper, but that's what you can expect from this time of year, autumn, Sydney. But I look forward to coming to you again a little bit later on in the morning, where we have another book summary at morning tea. Yasas, take care, and we'll chat again soon. Bye for now.